Ever wondered what's really behind the headlines? Or why certain theories just won't go away? Dive into the world of the No Name Podcast, your go-to podcast for unraveling the mysteries of conspiracies, politics, and everyday life. Each week, we blend our opinions, analysis, with some storytelling to uncover the hidden layers of our world. From the latest political intrigue to the most fascinating conspiracy theories, we bring you a balanced dose of skepticism and insight. Whether you're a seasoned critical thinker or just curious about the whispers that swirl around us, we offer a space where your questions are welcome and your mind can wander free. Tune in, spark your curiosity, and let's embark on this journey of discovery together. The No Name Podcast, where every episode is a new chance to think critically and see the world through a different lens. Don't miss out. Like, share, and subscribe today and join the conversation.
Hey, this is Jeremy coming to you from the No Name Podcast.
And it is your boy, Trey.
Yes. I can't say that Trey's been gone because we've all been kind of gone.
We blame Dustin, by the way. But Dustin, when you hear this, because
Yeah.
Dustin's not here,
Dustin's
chair's empty.
Yep, Dustin's not here at the moment. Let me put him up on screen if you're watching. A lot of nothing happening there, so, you know. But I just want to say, if you're listening to the No Name Podcast and you're feeling a little thirsty, maybe a little fruity, don't forget to stop by the Smoothie King, who is not our sponsor today, but could be eventually.
One day, look,
Take your fruitiness out on your drink instead of yourself.
there we go. Smoothie King.
Just kidding. There's more where that came from with a nice sponsorship. So.
Right. We'll get you right, Smoothie King, if you hook us up. All right? We're trying to go national.
Well, Dustin's on his way here, but I was sitting here talking to Trey, and I was like, well, we should just go ahead and record a quick little update, because me and Trey are kind of the reason that we haven't been here for the past couple weeks, if anybody's noticed.
Right.
I mean, I would assume somebody's noticed.
Right. I hope so. I noticed, like, dang, we don't have an episode.
I know. I've had less to listen to in
Has
my
it been
car.
the whole month of April we haven't recorded?
I think we did the beginning of April.
Real quick.
So, yeah. It's been the last 2.5
Not
weeks.
since I've been back from the cruise.
Yeah. So it's been crazy. I kind of had we were going to record, and then my mom had to go to the hospital with a hip problem. And unfortunately, fortunately, actually, I'm going to call it, while they're doing the hip looking at, it turns out that they found that she had cancer.
Right.
So that was kind of crazy.
Right.
Oh, look at that. Dustin's here.
Who snuck in.
Oh, we're going to have to turn on his mic. Would you
Right.
look at that?
Let's get him plugged
Would
in.
you look at that? Would you look at that?
We thought we was going to wait on you for like an hour.
We're still in the intro. Yeah, I thought we were going to be. We were just explaining to everybody why we were here and you weren't. No.
And we blamed it on you, by the way.
Yeah,
when we finish explaining, when we finish explaining why our lives have took us this journny, we're blaming you.
It's all on me.
Yeah,
It's definitely on you.
Y'all joined the club and piling everything on me. That's fine.
Well, I have, when I start explaining everything to everybody, I will tell you why I blame you.
I take the place of Trump now. Is that it?
Oh no,
Everything's my
I'm not
fault.
even. You know what? I'm not going to do that to you, because
okay.
that beep beep show is on its own.
So,
go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, so while she's in the hospital, they find out that she has cancer. So I guess the hip thing was kind of a blessing in disguise. So they put a rod in there and everything, and well, they were talking about that. This is on Friday, which was when we were supposed to record. So I was like, hey guys, gonna have to bag recording today. I got to go visit my mom, And I was like, let's do Sunday. In fact, I talked to you Sunday morning, Trey. I'm like, hey, you good to record today after church? You're like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, cool. And in the middle of first service, I get a call from one of my other aunts. And she was the one staying with the aunt that I take care of. She's like, she's not responding. I need you to come here now. So I jump in the truck, get the kids and everything. We hop in the truck, drive back here. And sure enough, she passed away. And it was just like, oh my gosh, and my mom's still in the hospital.
Yeah.
And then she passes away, and I was the one that was in charge of everything. So all of a sudden it's like, you got so much to do.
Yeah.
So much to do. Plus, I still have stuff to do at my mom's house now because, she's not handicapped at this point, but, she still needs some things done. I was having to take care of her dogs, her horses, the whole thing. And so it was just, it's been a nutty 2 weeks.
Right. And then.
And then you had some shenanigans, and I'm going to hop off. You go ahead and tell the story. I'm going to switch this camera view to all three. So
Okay.
Before that, I know why you're going to blame me. I know why everything's my fault.
Oh, we all know why it's your fault.
I know why y'all are going to say it's my fault.
Keep the suspense for the future.
I know why you're going to say it's my fault, but I'm going to say this. You're wrong.
So I'm going to tell y'all like this. So April 1st comes and I get rifted. So I get laid off. I lose my job. We're in this position now called fired in place. And what that means is they send us an email saying, hey, you're out of here. You're Doge pretty much. They don't say it like that, people. It's very a little bit more professional than what I'm saying it. But they pretty much send you a letter and they showed me my performance rating for the last 3 years. The highest you can get is 5. I have all 5s. I was like, oh, that's good to know. Thanks for rifting me. And then they send us an email like 30 minutes later and they're like, hey, yeah, we don't need you, but we need you to stay until June the 2nd because your position is too important just to get rid of you. And you're like, wait, if it's too important to get rid of me now, then why wouldn't it be too important not to get rid of me later? And so I'm dealing with that, as y'all heard me joke and play, and I knew it was kind of coming, and I gave Jeremy some news, so he was kind of mad at me for a little minute, and that's still in play, by the way. And then April the 2nd, my grandmother passes away. And I'm kind of like still shocked by the job that I don't really process her death. Then I go on a cruise like the next day.
Yeah.
So my mind is like, I'm trying to have fun on the cruise, but I'm not having any fun on this cruise. You know what I mean? Like I'm having fun. It's good to get away. So I'm finding these moments of reprieve and I'm like, then I remember, dang, my grandma passed or I lost my job or, you go on a cruise when you don't have a job, you're kind of like, oh, can I spend this like I want to? Normally I'm like, I don't care, man. We'll bounce back.
Ball out?
Yeah. I got a job, bro. We'll get the money back. Get back from the cruise. And the cruise was good. Had a good time. Great time to be with my daughter. And my friend came. And this is crazy. So my friend goes. One of my best friends goes, and we're talking. And we're talking about how our friend group that we grew up with needs to start making more time for each other and just being here. And this is one of the things we wanted to do: take the trip together.
He went on the cruise with you?
Yeah. No, not the same one. Not the same
okay.
one. And then. So I get back on the cruise. My uncle meets me immediately and says, "Hey, we need you to do a video for our grandma, my grandma Lois." And they give me all the pictures. So I'm taking them, scanning them, and I'm making this montage. That's kind of a memorial video. I kind of make these often. I was looking at my little decks, like, oh, I got a lot of these. I think to start deleting these death videos pretty much. And then bury my grandmother. The next day, I get a call that one of my childhood best friends had died. 37 years old, on his birthday, died of a heart attack in his sleep.
That was on his birthday.
Yeah. And of course, my friend Isaiah, who goes to on a cruise with me, we're talking about it, just bonding more. When he calls me, I've seen him cry like a tear,
Yeah.
But I've never heard him weep. So when he was weeping like this, I thought something had happened to his daughter or his wife or somebody in his house or his mom, because I never heard him weep like this. It never dawns on you that your friends can actually die. Like, and this is one of my first childhood friends to ever die.
I mean, we're still pretty young to start losing friends.
Yeah.
So, I mean, especially people you grew up with.
Man,
So it's definitely weird to be in your 30s and start losing friends.
And then to die young, bro. It's just, I'm in this weird place where I'm kind of like, just try stuff now, bro. Like, life is like hella too short. And I feel my morality a lot more. I feel like, dang, you're not going to be here forever. This is, it.
Yeah.
But then when you can't even, like, I see his number and I'm like, man, we were supposed to, we and him had like a little situation. We didn't talk for a little while, like 4 years. And I feel like I wasted so much time because God would say, man, just reach out. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. He'll reach out to me because it's more so his fault. That's why I felt like, and I'm like, so he should reach out to me. We're both Christian guys. So you're speaking to me, speak to him. And I should have just reached out like God told me to, because we could have made more memories together.
Right.
So part of me is dealing with that. And then, man, this has happened this week. And then one of my other good friends, David, one of the guys I say who likes the podcast, he had a heart attack too. So yeah, so
no.
he's doing good though. He's doing good.
Okay, good.
I was inviting him to come out. Like, hey man,
Yeah.
I said, you want to get on the pod, man? We don't have a lot this week because we've been all over the place. He always is sending me stuff like, hey, I need to talk about this. I need to do this. Like, hey, this would be a perfect time for you to come lead us in conversation because he is crazy. So that was some of his stuff, and man, so it's been crazy. So dealing with that, and then I said, D even saying it's like, just YOLO, get what you want.
Oh.
And
D said that to you?
D said that to me. So
Wow.
that's why I went to go look at the truck today.
Wow.
So I was like, you know what, man, tomorrow's not promising, man. You can figure the money out. Like you can figure out. In worst case scenario, you jack your credit up for a little while.
For the people don't know, D is the one that keeps the wallet.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if D's telling you to ball out,
and it scares me.
golly,
so I want to go.
Does she know something you don't know?
Let me check myself. Or maybe she's planning to leave. I don't know. Smoothie King, help me. I don't know. But so the conversation, the best thing that happened to me so far, outside of having family and being patient in this podcast and having great friends like y'all and just checking in with y'all and Jeremy checking on, like if I'm not gonna lie, it felt good a little bit when Jeremy said, "Yeah, I'm going through it too," and I was like, "Oh, I have a friend." Because you do feel like you're on a little island by yourself for a little minute.
When you start getting hit one after the
Man.
other like that, it's just it's crazy.
I remember saying that to you. A few days ago. I was like, man, that's what makes it so much worse. Is it was just one bam, 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 one domino right after another.
Yeah.
Everything happening at once. It was just...
So before we get real intimate in here, can you tell the people why we probably potentially blame you? I want to see if you got it. If you have really,
I wouldn't say potentially, and he knows exactly what it is because I yelled it at him like a week ago.
Yeah.
For the people who don't know, why would we even think to blame? Even though, in all honesty and fairness, Dustin has nothing to do with life happening to us. But we're gonna have fun with it.
It's his life's choices that have something to do.
So you and Trey blame me because I had Olga.
There we go.
There it is.
Olga was at my work,
Waiting for the lights to flicker
and
again.
I showed you a picture of her.
You made us
on the
connect with her.
episode.
You made us connect with her, and she destroyed our lives for what reason?
Think about it this way. I don't think Olga has anything to do with this.
Of course you don't.
But if hypothetically she did, it's because y'all were calling her ugly and being disrespectful to her.
She is.
And so the spirits did not enjoy that.
Oh man, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Holy Spirit. That's what. Let me vampire you.
I'm just saying.
I was told that you got rid of Olga, but you kind of danced around how we got rid of Olga.
You have to, did you really get rid of her?
Yeah.
How? Did you burn her up with fire?
Oh, I gifted her.
You gave her to somebody else?
Yeah, I gave her to somebody else who really liked her.
Have you seen any horror movie? Like, have you seen Grudge? Have you seen, what's the other movie? I can't remember.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, it's a movie. It's a movie. Sinister. I think it's Sinister, where the family moves into the house, and the guys, the house is messing with them the entire time, and it forces people to move. When they move is when they die, because you're not supposed to leave the house. You're supposed to just figure out how to deal with the spirit. And I feel like that's and I'm not saying Olga by any means is gonna kill any of us. But
I could get Olga back anytime I wanted her.
No,
back.
you should. She should.
I think you should get Olga back and then destroy it.
No.
With fire.
No.
And holy water.
Absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with Olga.
You keep saying that.
There's something wrong with Olga.
Then why are we getting hit at exactly the same time? That's not a coincidence. It's a conspiracy.
Bro.
I think you guys are looking in the wrong place.
What place should we be listening to?
I don't know. That's not on me to figure it out. That's not on me to figure it out. This stuff is happening to you guys, and so y'all got to figure out where it's coming from, if it's coming from anywhere.
Yeah, I think for me. I think it's just.
I think the only common denominator,
is
Olga.
Olga and Dustin.
She's not even here anymore.
Oh, she's
I
here.
Gifted her.
That's the wrong thing to do.
You can't get the spirit off.
You knew about that. That's why you kind of danced around when he said, "Yeah, I got rid of her." I said, "How'd you get rid of her?"
Who did you give her to? I'm curious now.
I gave her to my girl.
Huh?
I gave her to my girl.
What are you saying, my girl for?
Yeah, I gave her to my girl.
What does that mean?
The girl that I'm talking to.
You gave it to a person you're talking to.
So it's still connected to you.
Yeah, it's still connected to me.
You didn't gift it.
It's out of state.
You just gave it to somebody else.
It's out of state.
That you're close to.
It's out of state. Nothing bad's happened over there.
Yet when she drops it by accident and breaks it, house gets ate up by a tornado. Then you're like, okay,
Doesn't even matter. You gave it to somebody you're still connected to.
It's true.
it still
Get
has
it back
energy.
so we can destroy it.
I want to what's
I'll
that?
give you $100.
I want to office space that junk.
Office space.
I'll give you $100. $200.
Dang, you have more loyalty to Olga than your friends.
How?
We
Well,
wanted-
how am I not loyal to you guys?
It destroyed, and you want to let us get tortured.
Why are you wanting to destroy something that doesn't need destroyed? That's like going out on a witch hunt and calling everybody a witch when they're not a
Hey,
witch.
Exactly.
Hey, you know what?
Exactly.
You know what?
I'm good with that.
We did an episode on a Salem witch hunt, and I felt so sad for those ladies and stuff. Now I'm like, you know what? Hey, I'd rather just be cautious. Kill somebody and burn them.
Man,
This is just a doll, though. Okay.
I get their view now.
I get it, though. Yes, absolutely.
Like, I just want to time out on me, and if I feel like you're bringing it, I'm giving it back. Is that good? That's not good, is it? That's not very Christian.
I
of me.
don't know.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know. I don't know.
Like,
Halfway listening to you and halfway tuning you out at the same time. But
Olga is telling you to tune me out.
Stuck inside now.
Right.
Mm.
She don't even need the. She don't even need the little gnome thing. She is troll.
little troll,
Yeah, she doesn't even need that
a
shape.
Norwegian troll.
Yeah, she's just free now on Dustin.
Golly. That thing needs to go. We need to get it back. How much is it going to take?
I'm not going to destroy Olga.
How much?
I'm not destroying Olga.
So somebody paid you $1 million to destroy Olga. You know
I mean, for $1 million, yeah, but
so 1,000?
no,
Wow.
wouldn't do it for 1,000. Really wouldn't.
A free trip around the world.
How long are we talking on that?
I'm telling you, any country you want to. Oh, see, I said this way, get them. Any country that you want to go to,
For how long?
as long as you want to be there,
Sure,
because he's gonna go back to try to find out about his people.
sure. Because you know why?
What?
I can get another one in Norway.
You can't go to anywhere they sell these trolls. That's
Yeah, put a new caveat on there. And you have to lose your subscription to whatnot.
What not?
what? Right. Somebody gave it to him in quickness, and they're living La Vida Loca. And meanwhile, the calamity is killing us. I'm like, we're glad that idiot took that troll from us.
Oh, somebody's real happy.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, somebody's real happy.
Somebody's like, it's gone. They had a party. They hit the lottery.
Hey, I like I said, if there's any bad negative energy coming off of it, and then it's real, it's because y'all disrespect.
Oh,
it.
were you blaming us?
Yeah.
So okay, honestly, realistically, let's be honest for a second.
So how about this though? Before you go there, so there's a doll. There's a doll. I can't remember the doll's name. It's a male doll.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody says if you go there and you legit disrespect that doll,
You die.
yes, bad things will happen
It's
to
like a
you.
voodoo doll.
And there are people that go there and they go back there and they beg him for forgiveness and tell him they're sorry because shit happens in their life so bad.
But it's a voodoo
So that's
doll.
what I'm telling you. No, it's not a voodoo doll. It looks like a ventriloquist dummy. It's what it looks like.
Like Goosebumps.
It kind of, I mean, it's just a wooden doll.
It's a demon doll.
It's an old ass doll.
It's a demon.
You're really, really starting to ruin my weekend here. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just like, just so you know, when you start running your mouth like that, then I got to sit here and listen and edit this whole thing and try to remember everything.
That's 18 minutes. Around 18 minutes. There we go. So you hear me say 18 minutes, you know to go back. No, 2 minutes.
Well, it's part of the reason I threw the beep down, so I at least got a reference point, you know?
But so this demon doll that you're referring to, that's an issue. That's the doll itself is not doing anything. And to in all honesty, I'm joking with the Olga thing, unless it's a real.
I'm not joking.
If it's a
about
real
the
spirit
Olga
on that thing, and you know it, you owe it to us to do something with it. Whatever the ritual is to properly.
Is it like a flag burning almost? You gotta like
whatever
fold
it is
it
to
or
get
something,
it away from us.
and then, you know,
we're fine.
say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'll tell you
and-
what, I'll do this tonight. I'll do my part. I'll do what I can.
It's
And
not in your possession,
It's not in my possession. Doesn't mean I can't talk to her.
Olga,
Yes,
and get her to stop.
I will talk to her.
Don't mention Trey. You can
Do you
mention
want-
you can mention Jeremy. Just say my friends.
Yeah, I'll say my friends.
No, don't say my name though. I don't want her coming towards me.
Say my friends.
Yeah, so that way she don't know which
I'll talk
friend.
to her.
She,
I'll
she's
have a
not
conversation.
omnipotent. She's not all powerful, all knowing.
I'll have a conversation.
That's
That's the best I can do.
that's fair.
Yeah, so
That's fair.
but he said, "Hey, Trey has an issue." God dang it!
I mean, honestly, I don't think that's where it rooted from, but I'll talk to her. I'll
Yeah,
a
you have that
conversation.
talk with her, and let's see if things turn
Okay.
around.
Yeah.
And if I hit the lottery, like as soon as you have,
I'll
a talk,
tell you what. I'll
I'm
make a
telling
deal
you.
with you. I'll make a deal with you. If I make contact with her, and I have a talk with her, and things do improve, that's a sign that you owe her an apology.
I'm not apologizing.
I mean, I don't feel like I should have to apologize if what she's done to me already.
I
it's
agree.
not. It's not the same.
I agree.
I don't feel like I should. But what I will say is, you don't have to destroy her. That's the best you'll get from me.
There you go.
That's the best you'll get from me.
There you go.
I will not apologize over what's gone on
I
over
would,
the past
all
2
I would
weeks.
ask then, if this is occurring, I would send you some water. I just ask you to pour it on her. It would be holy water. That thing would be so prayed up. It would, I would go. I'm going to my Catholic friends. I need holy water,
I'll pay
need
for the
it.
shipping of that.
and I need her bathe in it.
I agree with you if that's the case, and that is what happened. Then what she's done to you is way worse than what you did to her. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
Can you say something? Is the doll not? And I'm not trying to be facetious here. Is the doll not, the troll thing is not ugly to you?
I say it's different. It's odd. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. And we just say ugly, odd, same
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
If you go to a woman and say you're odd looking,
But to me, I also can see the other stuff in it, not just.
I didn't
oh
see
man,
it.
you're
I
ugly.
didn't.
Are you
I
trying to
just see a
say the
picture.
beauty?
What
I can see the beauty in it. Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah,
Beauty-
but it's because I see the beauty in the odd and the macabre anyway. I see the beauty in the odd stuff and the macabre things anyway. So
I'm so confused right now. You see the beauty. Okay.
Hey man, hey, I love you.
Hey.
So you just
It's all good.
tell your dog to get off me. Get off us.
I'll tell her she's beautiful.
hey, I told you, I'll have a
Hey,
talk with her.
if anything, like if and I don't believe, I really don't believe this at all. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, if this kind of stuff in my mind were true, hey, if you're gonna do something bad, do the bad stuff that I want to happen, like my truck. Like, just, I don't want to get in
You
an
just
accident.
walk out there and it's missing.
Right. Like,
Where'd
I
you
just,
go?
Like, just make it catch
Where'd you
on
go,
fire
little truck?
or something. Right. Like, I'm like, oh man, Olga is really busy. Thanks.
Thank you, you beautiful troll, you.
I love you so
Can I
much.
pop one of those little zits on your face?
Right.
You know, golly,
She didn't have any zits on her face.
That's
sure
not a
didn't look
mole.
like it.
She had. You want to see another picture?
No,
No.
I don't.
I thought it was a mole.
Not until she releases whatever situation
No,
she's got. Golly,
Yeah, she's got a mole on her nose,
has a
but she's
mole.
got.
Yeah, you mean to
she's got
pop that
blush.
thing or something?
She's got blush on her cheeks.
Looked like she had
I
boils
didn't
on her
look at
cheek.
her. I didn't look at her that long.
She had blush on her cheeks.
I thought it was
Has
boils.
blush on her cheeks.
Looked like boils to me.
Blush.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jeremy's being disrespectful.
Yeah.
I've learned
Yeah.
my lesson.
He's not helping. He's not helping
He's
himself
not.
out. He's not helping.
I said it
he's
looked like
not helping.
freckles.
You're not helping yourself out with this being lifted, bro.
See?
Just saying.
I'm
Is she listening to the podcast right now?
I don't know.
she's listening through Dustin.
Oh, geez.
So,
Lift
but
your
can we
crap.
go
No.
back for a second to the fact that he knows about some kind of random dummy somewhere in this world that's killing people, and no one thinks that's strange?
It's because nobody believes it. Nobody believes in magic. Nobody believes in
it's
spells.
not
Nobody believes in
magic.
curses. Nobody believes in
People
spells.
believe in
Nobody
curses.
believes. You believe in.
People believe in
You believe
curses.
in curses and spells, but you don't believe in magic.
I don't believe in spells. I believe in curses.
What kind
You
of
don't
magic
believe
are
in
we
magic?
talking about?
I'm just
Cutting
saying.
somebody in half with
no,
a chainsaw?
No, you know what
Are we
magic I'm talking about. I'm talking
No.
about spells,
Uh,
spells,
well,
curses, witchcraft, whatever you want to call it.
yes.
Potions, all this other stuff.
I believe in witchcraft.
It's all derivative
potion-
from magic. It speaks of magic in the
I
Bible.
wouldn't call it magic.
It says magic in the Bible. It even calls it
Where
calls
does
it
this-
magic.
let's see.
It even
Give me-
says the word magic.
Let me see. What verse are you referring to?
I don't know, but it's in there.
Let me see. you said
But
it.
but
You
but
said it
the
so
reason I don't
casually. I
Is
the
thought
this
you
the
reason
knew.
magician
the
edition?
reason the reason that I can't quote it is
Yeah.
because I don't remember exactly where it's at, but it talks in there about
I'm not saying
you
it's
should
not
not
in there.
practice magic. You should not practice magic because it's not of good.
I mean,
Meanwhile, you got a guy who can part a sea with a holding a staff and parts the sea.
That's not magic.
Not magic. It's not
That's not
magic.
magic.
Turning wine into water is not
That's
magic.
not
Or water into
magic.
wine is not magic.
Okay.
Healing someone who is crippled by touching them.
We
not
have
magic.
words for that. That's
It's not magic. You can do it.
huh?
You can do it.
I mean, yes. I mean, I'm not bragging. Say I have done it. God did it. I didn't do anything. I'm just a vessel. So, okay, let me tell you the difference between magic and miracles. The biggest thing is the spirit in which they are operated. So for instance, ideally, what you're saying, right? You said a man can use a staff to part the sea, right? So if you go back further into that story, you have the magi or the sorcerers against Moses, right? And they do their magic and snakes come out. And then Moses says, "Oh, cool." And he drops his stick and
turns into a snake.
It turns into a snake, and that snake devours the other snakes as a symbolic sign to show you that what y'all got going on, it has no idea to touch God's control over nature, God's control over us. And we're a part of nature. I don't know why humans sometimes get this idea that we're separated, but we're all a part of his creation.
We are.
So God can say, Moses, put your staff out because I'm about to, in your obedience, because we do, and this is important for people to realize. In your obedience, you're going to stick the staff out, and I'm going to part my sea so that my people can walk through my land, right? In that same instance, if you fast forward, we just heard a sermon about this, and I always laugh, is God tells Moses, hey, you want some water? Y'all want some water because they complaining so much? He says, speak to the rock, and I'm going to make water come out. Moses doesn't do that. He hits the rock, and God says no, and water still came out. He said, that's not what I told you to do. You would never see the promised land. You'll see it, but you never enter it. You know what I'm saying? The difference between sorcery, I wouldn't call it magic. I would call it sorcery. And miracles is the intent behind it. Sorcery comes at a price. Miracles do not. And when I say that to people is because I do believe in spells. I do believe in potions. I believe in witchcraft. I believe in everything you just talked about. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I don't like the word magic. I call it sorcery. But sorcery.
Well, the reason I say magic is because I was saying it says magic. It actually says the word magic in the Bible.
So I looked at some of the texts. They say sorcery one time. I don't necessarily see magic yet, but you know what? I'm gonna find it for you because I'm big on that. But they do say magicians. I do see magicians a couple times. So magicians we know do magic, but they would say in the Bible context they would say sorcery. They wouldn't say magic. All right.
So back to the magic.
Yeah. So sorcery is what you're describing, and it always comes at a price of some type of sacrifice. Like you have to do something extra. And the only reason I know this is because I've sat in rooms where people have practiced it, and they would say it's a huge stark difference. A miracle doesn't say anything. Like for instance, when Jesus turned water into wine, he didn't make the bride and the groom pay him or give up their firstborn or cut their sale. It was, this is what y'all need. It was very loving, relational, right? Every miracle is loving, relational. So that is the biggest thing that we see is the difference. Anytime that I see sorcery, I see something different. Sorry, y'all. I got this. It's my fault. This is definitely my fault. I didn't know Uber. See, y'all Uber Eats is different than our Uber Eats. Our Uber Eats, they just drop it off and like, get out the hood. Y'all are like, hey, we want to verify that this is the right address.
That'd be verifying down there. That's why I'd be like, you sure this is the right?
Nah, they just bang, 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 get out of here. But that's so, Dustin, to your point, is when I hear about a dog killing people, I do believe in it because I believe that it's some type of sorcery or you would say magic. I was okay, cool. You want to go with that word? It's to me, it's synonyms at this point, but it's something more evil on it because why would it hurt people? Not too many. And I say this loosely. If God allows evil to happen, it's happening because he's trying to get rid of evil. It makes sense. Like for instance, if a group, like you'll see, I just talked about this with somebody earlier today. When God says, hey, Israelites, put the blood around your door.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to come through. The death spirit is about to come through with me, or I'm coming through. We see it if you look at it from a standpoint of this, which is, dang, he killed a lot of kids that day. It wasn't just 14-year-olds, by the way, people. It was babies. You feel the human side is like, dang, God, that's cold-blooded. Dang. Like, I struggled with this in college. But then when you look at why he did it, he would not let the people go. And people say God hardened his heart. All that really means is God looked at him and said, oh, this dude really ain't changing. Okay, cool. I'll watch this. God didn't prick his heart to get out of it. God said, I'm going to let you sit in it. If that's how you feel, God saw his, when it says God hardened his heart, God didn't make him meaner. It's like, dang, you really ain't gonna change. Cool, I'm not gonna do it. Like you ever did something that felt bad? Like, God, that was really, really bad of me. Because that's God saying, that's the Holy Spirit in us saying,
You shouldn't have done that.
yep. But God says, I'm not gonna take that feeling from you. You want to say, if you want to be that evil, I'm gonna have it. That's why we get psycho killers saying, oh, I'll kill again. They don't have that spirit in them. It's gone. As a matter of fact, the Bible says this in Romans. I'm studying Romans right now, and it says, I will cast you over to a reprobate mind. So that's what I want. So like when you say that, that's what I said. When you would have came to the black church or Pentecostal church in the black, they would have took your same gifts and they would have pushed them more to miracles. And I guarantee you would have been your mind frame towards your gift. I think you do have is would have been totally. Man, you would have probably been on TV right now. You know what I mean? Like because the Bible does says people will have visions and dreams and have power. But Joel says that in the end times, men. He says like men will have visions and daughters have dreams or something like that. I'm probably saying it backwards. What happens is a lot of our denominations where those gifts weren't fostered, they get scared of them, and then they don't teach kids about them. Then how do you stop Dustin from having these interactions with nature? How do you explain it? Oh, it's witchcraft, but it's really not. We see this in Acts 8 too. I'm sorry, y'all, for going a little biblical. Sorry.
Preach.
And in Acts 8, Paul's walking, right? And the lady is doing sorcery. And I love this story because she's saying something, but she's saying the truth about Paul. And Paul turns to her, and I can't remember exactly what he says, but pretty much he casts his spirit out, and she shakes out. And then her owner says, she was prophet. She was, I would say it's prophecy, but she was, what you call it, Miss Cleo, prophetic. What do they call it? Psychic. Psychic and a prophet are the same thing, just gifts used differently.
Yep.
Both of them can tell. I'm saying the future loosely, but both of them can tell future. Both of them can cast. They hear from, I would say, something. The only difference is one is using it for material gain and one is using it for God. And most prophets don't have good things to say, by the way, if you read any of them. And most psychics don't really have good things to say often. They'll just say, oh, yeah, I see something in your future.
Yeah.
But I really see, and they give you the bad. Most of them gypsies. You hear bad. That's why people didn't like them. Same gift, but how we use it. God never takes a gift away from us. He never does it. He didn't do it to Adam. He just said, okay, I'm just going to, your gift.
Redistribute.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a lot of your anointing away from that gift and give it to somebody else. So that's why when you say that, I'm like, yeah, and people believe in it. I take it back. People like us who can read, write, and comprehend and have some type of critical thinking. Yeah. We look at it and say, what can it, it's like I would never say to you as a kid or you in my youth ministry, oh man, that's demonic. I say, let's sit down and see what the Bible says so we can use this properly. Because if I don't get you to use your gift properly, you're going to go out into the world and use it for real. Like you're going to use it for the evil. Like you have no other choice. Which, if you can't use it for God and his good and his kingdom, then what are you going to use it for? Evil. Okay, like everybody is like that. I can preach and persuade. If I don't use it for God, you know how many women I can sleep with? You see what I'm saying? Because I have the gift of persuasion. I know it. My wife said it to me when we first started talking. You have a way with words. It's just, and she would do this. I'm like, I do. I know it. But if I can go around town and do it. Or I could say, no, I'm going to be disciplined with this gift. If I can persuade this beautiful woman to somehow marry me, then maybe I can get some people to believe in Jesus on the way out. When I say on the way out, now I'm saying on the way out of here.
Right.
And if I can, do that, or I can get this kid to believe in themselves because both of their parents, left them. And I can persuade this kid to trust Jesus and get through their circumstances and their environment. It's good. If I can get, Jeremy's kids to understand, like, y'all have it made in the shade. Just do what you're supposed to do. I can probably persuade them to be studious students, and then eventually grow up. They can take care of him. You know what I'm saying? You can use the same gift in different avenues to give God the glory, or I can convince people to invest in my company. I'll be stealing their money. You can use the gift. So that's what I'm saying.
Trade the stockbroker.
I would love it if I was evil. So I would say I get you in this place of exploration, and I rightfully so. But then see, I would also see the other side too. Is how can you use your same gift to give God the glory? That would be my encouragement. If you go through whatever you need to go through, but then like, okay, God, if you gave me this? That's who gave it to you. Why? Because what if it is to show you that the Pope was doing something crazy?
And now he's dead.
Oh my! Because I knew it. I softballed it to him too.
Tried to tell everybody. Nobody.
You
ever
think that
listens to
killed
me.
him?
Yeah.
I did think about that too. I said that portal probably got you.
The things he encountered in those portals were too powerful for him. He wasn't
So wait.
powerful enough to handle them.
Okay, question, because I guess we transitioned to the Pope, which I like. Do you think this door or this thing? You think he was the only one seeing it? Like the
No.
Pope going there by itself?
No.
And why did everybody else? Why
No,
nobody
it
else is
even
sick?
said that it had his trustees with him or his closest
they
people
sick
with
too?
him.
Yeah, I don't know
I
if
don't
they're
know.
sick, but they were with him.
Well, I
mean,
don't know,
they
but-
have been in history too.
It doesn't matter. He was the one performing the ritual. They went with him. He's performing it because he was supposedly holier than thou and was able to handle it. Turns out he wasn't as we thought he was.
So what is this portal thing that you think they're experimenting?
I think it's all a facade. They're pretending to be holy and they're pretending to be. Yeah, that's just it. They're pretending to be holy, and the whole thing is not. It derives back to something so ancient that
Ancient
They've turned it into. They're pretending that they're doing something good, but they're hiding it to everybody else in plain sight. And what they're actually doing is not.
Okay.
Because I think that whatever they're doing in the portal and the spirits that they're talking to,
But
they've been given things
it
that they
evil?
have. Yes.
Okay.
I think that they have to appease this thing in order for everything that they have gotten throughout centuries that have gone in their favor. In order to keep receiving those things, they have to appease this. And he was not strong enough to encounter it. Especially when he opened up that fifth and final one, he didn't know what was behind there.
So how many portals are you saying that they opened?
They opened all 5 this time.
It's 5 in total.
Yeah,
They've only been opening 4. They've
He's
never
saying open-
opened this 5th one
the
before.
5th one was in the prison.
They finally opened it.
And is it like a demon or something here?
I don't know what's in there.
Who knows? I will tell you this, just at a, I would say a quick glance, but I've been glancing at this for the past probably 10 minutes. I don't see where they talk about magic in the Bible, at least not in a good way.
It's never
Not in a
sorcery.
good way. That's what I'm
Well,
telling you.
It's always stay away from the sorcerers.
Mhm.
Mostly sorcerers is what they're talking about.
You know why? Because back in the day, whenever they completely, and you agree with me for the most part because we've talked about this before, how I think history really isn't the way that they lay it out in history books anyway. That's written by man. They're telling you and laying history out in the way that they want you to perceive it. And you don't know because you weren't there. I wasn't there.
I'm
but
not
it's
quite
written
that
by
old,
man.
no.
Do what?
Said I'm not quite that
No.
old, no.
So it's written, and it's told you this is everything that happened. Well, this is everything that happened in the way they're telling you that it happened. But anyway, back to the magic part. The reason that they're saying it's so bad and it's so wrong, and the reason that they burned all these witches at the stake and everything is because they said, you know what? For centuries and centuries, we went to sorcerers to get things that we needed and get things that we wanted. But the minute that you can't deliver on what it is that I want you to give me, I'm calling you evil, I'm killing you, and I'm burning you. So they scared everybody into believing magic is bad, magic is bad, magic is bad, spells are bad, all witchcraft is bad, because it's been painted that way. It's been pounded into everyone's head for centuries that it's bad.
So
There's so many good things that come from it.
So what?
Every
if,
medicine that you take, and every medicine that you take, and every medicine I take, that's potions. That's quote unquote potions and witchcraft and sorcery.
I get what you're saying to a certain extent, but what if? And I've been thinking about this because I've been watching Neil deGrasse's YouTube channel. Phenomenal. I don't agree with a lot of things he says as far as religion, but I would love to sit down and have a talk with that dude. That dude is amazing. I like his voice. But what if it's truth behind what they're saying? Like, I'm not going to say everything is bona fidely evil. I can't say that. I said about myself. I know what my desire of sin wants. I can say it's something evil inside of me that doesn't want to please God. But what I am going to say is I can't sit up here and honestly say, I'll even say this, everything in Christianity is not great, bro. You know what I mean? So I can't say everything about, as they label it, witchcraft to be bad, but I'm also going to say everything comes with a warning. is, and for instance, I would tell anybody who's thinking about becoming a Christian, once you say I serve Jesus, you just you just said your servant. So that means your master can punish you. That means you're open to suffering, because that me and Jeremy are going through suffering, and you're not supposed to. Oh, woe is me, even though we kind of do it, but it's kind of like we understand that there's something greater through this if we make it through, right? So in the same crisis with or comparison with witchcraft or magic or whatever, yeah, let's say some of it is good. Yeah, we got some modern day medicine squeezed out for some ancient recipes, or maybe we got some healing techniques that doctors help use to stitch up and do stuff like that. We may get some good out of it. I'm not saying you can't get anything good out of it, but I think it also comes with some warnings where some of this stuff is so spiritual and ancient and evil that I think the Bible and other manuscripts and the movies kind of hint to that it's stuff that kind of sneaks on you, and then you can't get it off. And it's not.
Well, that's and I tell everybody all the time, if you're spiritually not strong enough, and you're spiritually not connected enough to mess with certain aspects, then you should not.
How do you know?
You should not.
I'm saying, how do you know you're strong enough?
I don't know. I don't want to sound arrogant or whatever, and just say when you know, you know. I mean, that's just. But yeah, because I mean, to a degree, yes. If you know, you know. But
what do you? I'm saying, okay. Even in you saying you know, what do you know that like just say for instance, like in the Bible, the story about the pigs, right? You remember the story about the pigs and the guy in the graveyard, and then they say, "Oh, who is you?" And God says, "Legions." And then they kind of somewhere else in the Bible it talks about if you don't it called spiritual cleaning house, right? And if you get to cast a demon out of somebody, if you don't, if the Holy Spirit doesn't reside in them, they're not clean, then that demon goes and gets 7 more demons to possess that person again. And then now they're stronger, right? So obviously this guy has some issues, a lot, right, of that. And I'm like, well, if you say, okay, like for instance, I believe in my good, I'm knocking on wood here, people. I'm not asking for no invitations to see. I just Jesus, God, Holy Spirit. I'm telling you, I'm in this season I'm in, I'm good. But I would think me and one lesser demon, maybe I may be all right. And I'm saying maybe because it's really gonna be God's strength on me. It's 100% Him. I don't think I will ever say in my lifetime, and I don't care if God has me levitating over water and healing the sick, and my shadow is healing people, but I would ever say, "Now I'm ready for 1,000 demons." I don't think I would ever say that.
No.
So that's why
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I don't, unless you're someone like we've talked about Moses before. Unless you're somebody like Moses or someone like who is so connected in with God, then no, you're not strong enough to battle 1,000 demons. But you are strong enough to battle a demon. You are strong enough to battle 2 demons. You are strong enough to battle 3 demons.
Fair.
If your connection to those spirits is strong enough.
But even Moses, even Moses couldn't handle people complaining.
The reason Jesus was so powerful was because the reason Jesus was so powerful is because his faith and his spirituality was so strong with his Father. He had a connection that nobody else ever had.
But he's also 100% God.
Well, there you go.
So he had. We see the encounter between if we use Jesus is a great example of this. Actually, he's fasting for 40 days, which is. I think all of us would benefit. Hold on, we all would benefit from that. Weight wise, all of us. But on the us eating not for a couple of days, we get weak, right? He's on his 40th day, right? And Satan himself, he didn't send a demon, he didn't send one of the weaker angels. He came himself, and everything that he quoted biblically was in the Bible. Everything he said was truth. He didn't. That's why it always baffled me. People like Satan's a liar. I'm like, not really. He tells the truth. He just kind of twists it in a way that gives you to think about. Well, it gets you confused. You know what I mean? And so Jesus was able to resist him, knowledgeable, because even though his flesh was weak, he leaned more into his spirituality in God, right? The idea of the word, which is the word says this, though. So I know what you're saying is right, but it also says this, and you can't twist it, right? So when you're saying, to me, when you're saying you got to be connected, all of it, it's not us. It will have to be 100% God or the Holy Spirit that gets us to fight a demon or to do anything with it, because I mean, like Moses smacked the rock. He could part the sea, but he couldn't deal with that complaining. And he didn't even get. You know how pissed off I would be if I had to travel through the wilderness with these bozos for 40 years and they say one thing and I can never see. I can see it, but I can't enter it. God, come on, that's a little bit too harsh. But all the great things, and he did a lot of great things because Moses, man, he was that guy. But he still had a moment where he, I guess, allowed the devil to get in, if you want to say that, and bam. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, Dustin. Like, I would say, why not explore the spirituality side of it? The more, because you know you're not going to get demon infested or weird stuff happen to you when you're trying to say, hey, God, use this gift for you. How? Send me the people in your realm, your world, God, that can help guide this gift so that I can help bring other people out of magic and sorcery, because I do understand that too. Because to me, I think, man, I was seeing a video clip of this lady who used to be a witch.
But in doing all that, that would take away from free will. They have the free will to use their power however they want to use it. If they want to use it to serve dark, they can. If they want to use it to serve the light, they can. They can. You're always going to have that spiritual warfare of good versus evil.
Absolutely.
You will always have it. Because no matter what, you're going to have those they're enticed by everything they can get.
Like Star Wars.
They're enticed by everything they can get from them. So
what would be your purpose in discovering magic? Good or evil? What's your journey?
Well, I've already been shown what, like me, myself, I've already been shown my path, what I am, I've already been shown that.
Are you Darth Vader? Or are you
No.
Luke Skywalker?
No,
Like,
no, I'm neither.
That's
I'm
what
neither.
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm neither.
So what are you, like?
I'm like
Padawan?
I'm like
Yoda?
I'm like a mixture. I'm not good and I'm not bad. I'm a mixture.
What is that? That doesn't sound right. So we're all a mixture of good and evil. What does that mean?
We are. So that's what I'm saying is I'm not going to sit here and 100% say,
I got you.
oh man, I'm 100% good. That'd be a lie.
I mean, I got you.
That'd be a lie. That'd be being
But
lying to
can you say good natured?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I have a good heart, like, absolutely. But do I do bad things? Of course, everybody does.
Oh, see, don't say it so general like that. There are levels to these bad things.
Well, not according to God, not according to Jesus.
That is fair.
There's no such thing as a big sin and a small sin.
In comparison to them, yes, sin is sin because they're perfect. But to us, societal, we have rules.
Yeah.
And we have to, because if Jeremy's stealing cakes for his daughter's birthday because he can't afford it this year, I'm not giving him the death penalty. If anything, I would say, Jeremy, I'll have to cut off your right hand, but you'll be all right. You can keep the cake.
Already ate the cake. You know me.
No, but I get what you're saying. But I want to understand more about the journey you're on and direction. That's all. Because I want to make sure that one day you're not somewhere you're ever killing goat heads and drinking blood. And I'm like, you went too far. But I want to be like, if it's a spirituality journey where she's like, I'm trying to figure out this gift. And because in for fair point, the church never created a space for you to do that. Now, as an adult, I'm choosing this path because these people have been more welcoming and more understanding of me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can't really say, wait, no, come back to us real quick. I'm saying, God, keep him safe on this journey. Allow the Holy Spirit to do exactly what it always done for me when I tempered off into some weird stuff, and be my sheepdog. Guide me and nip me back to you if I'm too far. And if you keep it that hard, then I'm like, okay, cool. And then we'll just see how far it goes. Because it could be in those things where you discover who God is for real. And I always tell people that sometimes you can't discover God in the light. It's only in the darkness. It's only when your back is on the ground. It's only when you're in the hospital or battling something when you see. It's a poem that I'm learning. Do y'all know Invictus poem? Y'all ever heard that poem? So
I haven't, no.
It's a poem called Invictus. It says, out of the night that covers me, black is the pit from pole to pole. I think whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried out loud. My head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the captain of my fate. I am the master of my soul. And when I studied that poem, I was realizing, why did he write this? What's the purpose of this stupid little poem? And that's what I'm not reading. Because it's so good. But I'm like, what's the purpose?
I was gonna say it was good. I don't think it was stupid. I was a little moved just now.
When you read it, he was sick and he was battling a sickness that kept him like bedridden, and he was struggling. He was about to die, and he wrote this poem. So that's why he said, "Out of the pit, dark is the night that covers me, black is the pit from pole to pole. I am somewhere and I'm drowning." That's when you start realizing who God is. You can't. It's hard to realize Him when you got everything. It's when you have absolutely nothing. And Jesus says, "What a rich man can't." This is why rich people can't get to heaven. You can only see who God is when you have nothing but Him. So that's where I hope this journey takes you. And not saying that you rip everything away from Jesus. Don't do that. Because I ain't trying to speak nothing bad over you. What I'm saying is you discovering
Put the Job
Him.
effect on.
Right. And then I said, it wasn't Olga Dre. It was you. It was you. I'm like, oh, my bad. You freaking Jonah. No, but I pray, for your safety and guidance on the journey, because I think it's going to be huge, whatever God decides to use at the end of it, because you won't believe how many people feel like you. You're definitely, the church has done, and I always tell people, terrible at accepting people for things they don't understand. And to your point, then what that leads to seems as if they blackwash history or what's happened. I feel like what's happening to black history is they're starting to just scrub it away because they don't want to deal with it. And I would say, no, embrace those gifts and let's deal with it.
This is why I hate when people say that there's too many churches, and then I sit back and I think there's not too many churches, and then I say there might be too many churches, because you come across people like like Dustin, who have a gift and it wasn't used properly because
they even let you use it.
No, they didn't even.
When I say used properly, it was more suppressed than anything, and then it. This is kind of what you get, where it's almost a feeling of, I don't know what to do with this thing,
Right. And I think,
it's, but that's why I almost hate to agree with some people that are like, there's too many churches. I'm like, well, maybe there is. Maybe there's not enough good churches out there.
And that's it. And so, wait, question for you: have you felt? And I think you hinted towards this a couple of times in our dialogue. Have you ever felt like a piece of yourself has always been missing? Mm-hmm. See, yeah, I think you said something similar to that.
Yeah. But that's what you end up getting when you have that kind of situation, based on what you said about how you grew up in church, is that it becomes a suppression of yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
man, it feels good to be back. I know that. And you better keep us posted. I'm going to ask for updates too. I'm like, hey, how's the journey? Because I want to know. I want to know where God takes you, where you take yourself as well. And then we got some stuff to talk about off mic. You said something. You said something in the beginning. I got some questions, man.
Oh yeah.
It's only been 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Olga strikes again.
I'm not blaming. Olga. See, you're doing it again. You're doing it. Olga, that's him. That's Jeremy.
You don't have to say my name, golly.
Hey, it is not Trey.
He's throwing you on the bus.
Golly,
if it is something like that, I want her to know Jeremy on his solo trip now. I want to be on the ground. Oh man!
I'm gonna treat her like I'd treat a Somalian pirate if I ever saw one.
How would you treat them? He did not cuss. He just hit the button.
No, I'm the only one that cusses.
Every now and then I slip.
A little slippage. Yeah, that's okay. It's all right. Well, thank you everybody for listening today.
Yeah, man.
Well, it feels good to be back, y'all. Thank y'all for being patient.
That's good.
Pray for us that life stops laughing at us.
Yeah, it's like I said, I don't know if I said it at the beginning. The news that I've gotten about my mom is that it is treatable, so we're definitely
nice.
Yep. So we go on Monday for full. I don't know, the first appointment or something like that. So
how does your mom feel? Does she feel like fighting?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. She said she's not done here.
Yeah, that's good.
So
I'm gonna tell you something.
I told her, I said, just stop eating sugar, stop eating carbs. I said, you need to cut all
Clean
that
up
out
the
because that's what feeds it.
Yep.
I said, start there and let's see where this thing goes. Yep. So they're wanting to do some additional testing to see if it can be mitigated with hormone therapy.
Yep.
Which I'm really, really praying that's the answer. With some quick research, that's definitely definitely the thing. I asked her if Tijuana was out of the picture. She said absolutely not. So
Oh, like to go?
absolutely,
Okay.
because they have some stuff down there in Mexico
That
because
they-
they're not regulated by the government.
Yeah, that we
so,
can try in
Yep.
case we have to. Okay.
Yep. So
We
we're,
might not get her to come back, but hey,
all
cool.
options are on the table at this point. So we're gonna do whatever it takes to get mom back up and going. So
My auntie, she was really sick. She had full-blown AIDS, and she would get sick all the time. And literally, I would never get at least 4 different times in her lifetime. The doctor says, "Oh, there's nothing we can do. She's gonna die by tomorrow." And she'll wake up from her coma and be like, "Nope." And literally, like, "Nope, I'm not dying today."
yeah.
And she lived. She was supposed to die back in 1992. She died like a year ago now.
Oh wow.
2 years. So it's up to
Yeah.
you 2 years ago. But it's really up to your mom.
Yep.
And so
yep.
that's why I always ask, how do your mom feel? Your mom was, I'm ready to go.
Oh no, she's
And-
not ready to go.
Yeah,
She
okay.
said she's not done here.
There we go then. Let's
So-
fight. Let's fight, baby.
Yep.
I mean, she's got that fighter instinct. She'll be fine.
Hey, can you beat me real quick? Cancer. There we go. Bump cancer.
Well, we'll talk to you next time. I appreciate you listening.
Yeah, guys, remember, the truth's out there. The truth between the lies.
Yeah.
Forgot the
Oh, yeah, and don't forget to follow and subscribe on Instagram and YouTube, Facebook.
there you go.